Hello, we're here back at the Heavenbound Farm, and the fish have acclimated for quite some time now because I've been busy doing other things. And I took the algae eater out of this tank and put it over in the 30-gallon tank. And so I'm going to get these ones out and put them can you get me a pair of scissors? I got the bags wet in there and they ain't gonna pop. And get that ice cream bucket too, please. And that way we can just pour the water out into it and hopefully slide them right on in. And that is the baby goats that you hear. Because, like I said in the other video, we're trying to wing them. And a lot of people don't know why you can't keep your goats together. You can if you just have all females. But if you have a male like I do, and a couple of males, as a matter of fact, and they do their job that they're supposed to do with the females. And if your baby goats get pregnant before, this is the one that has the dead one in it. So I've got to be careful and just get the live one out. So try and just get the live one. Well, I don't know how to do this. See if I can pour it into this. Hopefully it will work. I've seen a lot of YouTubers, hold that, will you please? A lot of YouTubers do this trick, but it probably ain't going to work for me, you know. So let's see if I could just go down, help him with these little way up. Here we go, and there he is. Okay, live and well. And this one, as I said, is passed away. And it does look like something happened to his little tail there. So, and which I don't know, they probably will eat a dead one. I don't know what happens there in life. But anyway, I was back to the goat situation. The girls can't get pregnant until they're 2 years old. And you say, why? Because it will mess up their systems. And it's just not their systems, it is their bodies. If their bodies is not big enough to accommodate the baby or babies, it will kill the mother. And how I know? Not that I had any of mine die like that. Because here's a little tiny one. I had friends that had theirs die due to that situation. And I also had the fella that took and gave us the little goat that we got not long ago, that he gave to us. The reason why he took and gave him to us is because the people he got his goats from told him that the mommy goat was pregnant, which in fact she was. But in fact, she was too small to have had to been pregnant. For one, she wasn't old enough, and the man said that you're allowed to breed them when they're a year old, and you're not supposed to breed goats when they're a year old. Because there will be many complications. And so, in fact, he found that out on the hard way. And so, after he found that out the hard way, it turned out not to be pregnant, even by the one that it was supposed to be pregnant by, the small one. Because he said when the baby started coming out, it just kept coming and coming and coming. And he didn't think it was ever going to end. And the way he described it, it would have been from a big goat that had got the little tiny goat pregnant. And the man told him that you're allowed to do that. No, you're not allowed. I'm sorry. To get a big goat pregnant with a little tiny goat. That is why I have big goats out there, yes. And yes, they are males. But yes, they are fixed for that purpose. Not to be getting the little goats pregnant. I didn't want to get rid of my goats because we are a farm that takes unwanted animals in, and we also don't discriminate. If you're not a pygmy, we can't take you, so we don't do that. If it's a big goat, we have him fixed, and we still have him here at the farm, but he can't produce. And that way the girls is safe, and he has a safe home to live in. And that way everything is covered that way. There's no going to be any complications that way. But there is other complications that you could get through pregnancy, even if they are pygmy goats, and things like that. But you try to safeguard everything that you can when you have animals. But some people just don't understand that. I think a lot of people is out to make a quick dollar. Oh, I got a pregnant goat for sale for $100. And so you'll go pick that goat up, and then in the long run, you lost your $100. But not only that, you have lost something that you had taken care of and loved and appreciated that it had lived and got pregnant and everything in that matter. And you loved it and cared for it, up with it when it didn't feel good and everything else. And then it ended up passing away because of foolishness. Because someone wanted to make a quick $100 or whatever they sold it for. But I am taking every precaution that I can take with our goats and every animal that we have here to keep them safer while they are here in our care. So that is why we fix our boys, and is why we don't let them get pregnant until they're 2 years old, if they even get pregnant. Because a lot of times we have them out here, we've had goats, some of them for 6-7 years, and not one baby. Does that get us upset? No, because we still love the mommy goat, or the so-called mommy goat, or whatever she's going to be or not be, because she may be too old. And that is like cows. You're not supposed to breed a cow until they are of a certain age. And I'll get into that conversation later on. But someone had put in the comments they don't understand why we don't keep our goats together. And that is why, one reason why. And the other reason was that these babies was all born in the wintertime, if you go back and look at our videos. And I do not let my babies stay outside when it's wintertime. And they're just like fish. You have to acclimate them to the weather in order for them to be able to stay out when it gets warm. Because they had been in the house with a wood-burning stove all winter. You just can't take a baby goat outside and dump it out and expect it to be all right in 20-degree weather, or 30-degree weather, or 40-degree weather, or even 50 for that matter, especially if it gets down to 30 at night or 20 at night, without them being acclimated to it. So that's the reason why they're still in the house and will be in the house until next month. And then that way they can be hopefully warmer at night than it has been lately. But I'm also winging them because it's time for them to be winged. And they'll be fed once a day at nighttime. So they'll go to sleep at night with a full belly of milk, which they already got grain and water and hay that they have been eating throughout this time that they had been in the home. But they will also get, there's the little fish, let you see them down there. I'm running my jaws about everything else. But anyway, just trying to let you all understand why little things that we do around here. And these are the angels, an update on the angels as well. You can see how well they are doing. They're getting bigger than they was, and for long they'll be able to go into the 150, and that's where these are going to go, in the 150. And so here's one down here. I don't know if you can see him that well. He's hiding right down here in the corner, and which you can't tell, he's underneath that right there. There he goes. I don't know if you can see him or not, but anyway, they have a lot of algae in there because when I cleaned this out, I left the algae on the sides and the back glass. I just wiped off this front, and that way the algae eaters can have their algae. And anyway, that explains, I hope, a little bit about the goats. That way you all can see what goes on here in the Heaven Bound Farm. And as you see those little things right there, I had these other filters hooked up to the system at one time. They are hang-on filters. Well, that is a bad idea. It said for 5 to 10 gallon tanks. No, not if you don't have big fish, I guess. Because I went to town after hooking it up to the grocery store and come back home, and I had 2 stuck to the thing, and they was dead. They was doing fine when I left, but I did notice that they was swimming awful hard. And see how easily these are swimming here? No problem, no issues whatsoever. They're just gently gliding through the water like normal. The other ones was fighting it. And crazy me, never thought anything about it. And then I got home, and there was 2 of them stuck to the system. These, I got 8 of these right here. They call them, and they said on the advertisement that they're good for beta fry. So I figured, well, I'd give those a try. I got 8 of those for $19 off of eBay, no shipping. And I thought, well, I can't beat that. If I can't use them for these, I could take and keep using what I had, which was just a air rock. And so I hooked these up and have not had one bit of trouble with these here. So praise the Lord for that. Okay, well, I'll take and get off of here so it won't be a forever video. And I just thought you might like to see these clown plecos. And 5. There's 5 left. We ordered 6. And they will go into the big tank when they are in here for 30 days. I learned my lesson on the 30-day situation. But anyway, plus probably they'll have to get a little bit bigger because I don't know what the